Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about some important changes in Income Tax Act. Today I am going to talk about section 194R of Income Tax Act. This section is a new provision that has been introduced in 2022 budget and has already come into force from 1st July 2022. So today we are going to talk about this section especially from doctors and hospitals point of view. First, let's talk about the applicability of this section. So this section is applicable to all the businesses and all the professions. However, there are certain aspects that are specifically relevant to doctors and hospitals. So doctors and hospitals need to take a special note of this section. Under this provision, the provider should deduct 10% TDS of value of any benefit or perquisite given by him in connection of any business or profession. The benefit can be in cash or in kind. This provision is applicable only if the value of benefits from one provider to one recipient is more than 20,000 in one financial year. In other words, if the value is less than 20,000, then this section will not be applicable. Now, here is a question that what is the effect of section 194R on doctors and hospitals? As we all know, sometimes doctor received free medicine samples, gifts, travel expenses, sponsorship, etc. from pharmaceutical companies. From now onwards, these free medicines, gifts, travel expenses, sponsorship, etc. received by doctors or hospitals from pharmaceutical companies, whether in cash or in kind, will be treated as income of that doctor or hospital, and this income will be taxable under Income Tax Act under Section 28(4). There is an exception also. If pharmaceutical companies organized conferences and CMEs, then these conferences and CMEs will be outside the scope of this section, but only under certain conditions. Now, let's discuss the scenario where these benefits or perquisites are received by the doctors who are working in the hospitals. So there can be two cases. In the first case, these benefits or perquisites are received by the doctors who are employed in the hospital. Then in that case, these benefits or perquisites will be considered as the income of that hospital and not of the doctors, because there is an employer and employee relationship between the doctors and the hospital. In the second case, these benefits or perquisites are received by the doctors who are not employed in the hospital and they are working independently as consultant. Then these benefits or perquisites will be considered as the personal income of that doctor and not of the hospital. The section 194R has some shortcomings also. No doubt, this provision widens the tax base and helps in plugging revenue leakages. However, there is one aspect that seems to be unreasonable. In CBDT Circular number 12 of 2022, dated 16/6/2022, it has been clarified that free medicines supplies given to doctors by pharmaceutical companies are specifically covered under Section 194R. However, authorities perhaps failed to take into account the fact that doctors are not allowed to sell these free medicines. The actual beneficiary happens to be a patient and doctor is merely a conduit. Therefore, on one hand, the free drug samples must be given free to the patients, but on the other hand, doctors will have to show these free drug samples as their income received under Section 28(4) of Income Tax Act, and they are required to pay taxes on such income. So medical societies needs to seek further clarification or challenge the applicability of Section 194R on free drug samples. We should advise doctors to be more careful and they should consult with their tax consultant on this aspect. Otherwise, this could result in financial difficulties. So this was about Section 194R and its effects on doctors and hospitals. Thank you for watching this video and please subscribe to our channel.